What's up, everybody? Episode 135 of The Word on the Street with our good friend Mark LaBrosse is here. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Word on the Street, powered by Beta Consulting Group. I'm Trey Griggs. We're so happy that you are here. We got a great show for you today. We got a lot of people in the green room still popping in. I can hear them popping in right now. We're going to have an awesome show with our special guest, Mark LaBrosse. We're going to bring him in just a minute. If you don't know the guy, you're going to know him after this, and you should definitely follow him on LinkedIn and become a friend. He's a great guy. We're going to talk in just a minute. Before we do that, though, we got to give a little shout out. First of all, it's Friday. It's Finish Strong Friday, everybody. So whatever you're doing today, make sure that you get after it. You got a few more hours in the day. That steak is going to taste a lot sweeter if you give it everything you got. So make sure you finish strong today. In line with that, you might as well go onto our website and click on the swag store. Go to shop.betaconsultinggroup.com and pick up your own Finish Strong Friday shirt or Word on the Street apparel, whatever we got over there. We've got a coupon code for you this month. It's Merry Christmas, one word. Get 25% off your entire order. And when you get that, make sure you take a picture and send it to us. We'd love to see you sporting the Finish Strong Friday shirts or the Word on the Street stuff and being a part of our community. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And 15% of all of our proceeds go to Souk Strong, which helps provide financial relief for ALS patients here in the St. Louis area. And we appreciate your support in doing that. Again, make sure you use coupon code Merry Christmas to get 25% off of your entire order when you go to shop.betaconsultinggroup.com. All right, need to give a shout out to our sponsors, the ones who make this possible, the apparel today, everybody. And one of our sponsors is 3PL Systems. So thankful for the guys over there at 3PL Systems. Listen, if you're a freight broker and you're looking for a solid TMS with leading technology and connectivity throughout the industry to other technology platforms, be sure to check them out at 3plsystems.com. Talk to Cameron and Michael and Jeremy and the crew over there and tell them that Trey sent you. It's going to be a game changer for your business. Listen, the foundational element of your freight brokerage is a TMS. So why not make it the absolute best? Go check them out at 3plsystems.com. Also want to give a shout out to our friends over at Green Screens, changing the game when it comes to dynamic pricing for freight brokers in the industry. If you are moving truckload freight, I'm telling you, you're not using green screens. You are missing out on margin, protecting your margins when the market changes. Make sure you check them out at greenscreens.ai and let them know that Trey sent you and get started with them today. And finally, a shout out to our friends over at TAFS, the good guys in freight factoring. If you're an owner operator or small carrier behind the wheel of a truck, make sure you go to tafs.com and get started with them for cash flow resources, discounts on fuel, tires, and so many other things. And be sure you let them know that Trey sent you. And finally, if you are behind the wheel of a truck, thank you. We appreciate you so much for all that you do. You guys are the heroes of the supply chain, and we appreciate it greatly. All right, everybody, listen, hey, we got a phenomenal show today. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got a World Cup update. We're going to look at the year in review, some 2023 predictions, and much, much more. But before we do that, we got to bring on our special guest onto the show, who I've known this guy for a while. In fact, this is the power of LinkedIn. I used to be at a technology vendor. I was reaching out to this guy, couldn't get a hold of him. And then I posted a video on LinkedIn of me shooting baskets. And that started the whole bromance. From there, we've become really good friends, been able to follow his career. He's been able to coach me and give me a lot of guidance and advice through the years. So I'm super excited. Our special guest today is one of the managing partners and co-founders, owners at McClay's Logistics. Everybody give it up for my good friend, Mark LaBrosse. Your song, bro. Enjoy.
Thank you for having me, my friend.
The shades on, man. Let's go. This is your song right here.
It's nice to hit some sunlight without the shades.
But it's this, or we could sing White Christmas, which was your other choice.
We could go Bing Crosby. We could go down that route. Hang it up. We could lose a lot of the audience with that.
Man, it is good to have you on the show. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing terrific. It's a real pleasure being with you, Trey.
Always, man. Always. It's so funny because I think back to my days at Trucker Tools when I was trying to, get a hold of you and couldn't do it. And then I shot a few baskets and you're like, hey, one-on-one for some free Trucker Tools. And I thought, yeah, this is cool. So you remember
I'm not saying I would have took you, but it would have been a good match. I think that we still need to do it.
It would have been fun, and we do still need to do that, man. We need to make sure that happens. It's hard to believe that was like 3.5 years ago. It's amazing how time has absolutely flown. And I've been able to watch you progress in your career. At that time, you were with another company, and then you took the leap into entrepreneurship, partnering up with McClay's to start their logistics arm. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and about what's good over at McClay's Logistics.
Love to. So my journey at McClay started just a little over 3 years ago now. And before that, I've kind of bounced around in the logistics industry, cut my teeth at the big 800-pound gorilla, C.H. Robinson, back in the early 2000s. And it goes, I learned a ton about, this industry on the very bottom level, just grinding it out, being a truck broker and, calling folks in the Midwest, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Those were my backbone carriers, and they were amazing. But I always knew that the more I spent some time there, I learned, but I always wanted to thirst for some more knowledge, right? There was always something else out there that I wanted to try to conquer. I was fortunate enough to have a tremendous wife that, talked me in really hard to move to Florida. So we spent 10 years in Florida. I had a chance to work for a great company by the name of Hart Hanks down there. That's where I learned the LTL side of this business. And that was literally I couldn't have asked her anything more. I had a mentor there by the name of Don Erb. Man taught me more without ever questioning the stupid things that I'd asked him every day about LTL freight and FAKs and whatnot. But the man gave me his time and his attention and made me so much more well-rounded. That kind of dovetailed to me moving over to Office Depot, having a great opportunity to join that team while they were merging with Office Max, and talk about a whirlwind for a couple years. Through that merger, I had a chance to not only understand their domestic, but had a chance to handle their international transportation and work with a tremendous group there. I did not deserve the opportunity that they gave me, but I grabbed it with both hands because I loved learning. And I had an amazing group to support me. And they really did. They really gave me an opportunity to learn about 10 years of international freight in about a year and a half, if that. Polar vortex, whole nine. But then life brought me back to Michigan, where my wife and I grew up, where we wanted to raise our boys.
Midwest living, baby.
Yeah. Worked for a couple companies here. Learned a lot. But I always wanted to, sail under my own steam. I wanted to find people that wanted something similar to what I was looking to do, right? Not exactly what I want, but something that they wanted to be a part of, something that was more than just, hey, number on a screen and, hey, it's all profit and you don't produce, you're gone. There's a lot of that in this industry, and that's part and parcel to it. It's a production industry. At the same time, you can do that treating your people really good as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been very, very lucky to have with McClay's Logistics. Not only did I find 3 partners that really gave me their trust, implicitly, really just bought into my story and what I wanted to accomplish. And they've supported me with everything that I've needed to this point. And frankly, helped me give opportunities to folks that we have now working under the umbrella. It's terrific, but we're still at the beginning of our journey, right? We have the logistics side that supports not only our transportation group in the U.S. that is now expanding like wildfire. We went from just being a Metro Detroit small, 6-7 trucks to now they have 40 in Metro Detroit, Charlotte, Atlanta, Denver, going to move down to Florida soon as well. And we have our entire parent company, McClay's Canada in Ingersoll, Ontario. And Ryan and Troy McClay, the owners, they started this company and they really built it off the backs of their father, who was an owner op, right? So what an amazing story.
Such a cool story. Yeah.
To literally go from having their father driving a pickup truck, doing hotshot stuff for the mother's company that she was working for as a secretary, to starting his own business, to growing that business, to have his sons embrace that. And then in turn, bringing our other partner, Matt Schock, which I would be in this seat doing this if it wasn't for Matt. We found each other similar to our story, Trey. He reached out to me because he was trying to grow a couple local trucks into something more, something consistent. And he called me at literally the perfect time. And I had something for him, and it helped him grow. In turn, we stayed in touch. Couldn't ask for a better guy. And he came to me with this and said, hey, we really want to talk to you about this. Are you interested? In life, it's all about timing. I happen to be right at it.
I remember that. Yeah.
My life that I was looking to make a change. I had the support of my family. and just it's worked out, right? Has it been?
No.
Hell no, hard. But anything that's worth anything, it's hard.
It
right?
is. That's right.
You got to work your ass off to get there, and you have to be around good people. You have to surround yourself with good people, and that's what I've been fortunate enough to do. Now it's just it's on myself and my groups to keep trying to get a little bit better every day. That's it,
dude. It's such a good story, man. And I got to say, the second and third generation family stories are so awesome to tell and hear the richness behind that. But I got to go back to your experience just real quick before we bring the street crew in.
Sure.
I'm not surprised that you got your start at C.H. Robinson. I've heard so many people who have had a great foundation from C.H. Robinson that went on to become, either starting their own business or leading a business, doing what you're doing on the entrepreneur journey. Having that along with the person down in Florida that helps you out. That goes a long ways. That makes it so much easier when you sit in this seat to go, I know what I'm doing. I've done this. I've been taught.
Again, it was literally cutting my teeth doing the, just the grunt work, frankly, at a big company like that had multi-levels of, sales and operations and accounting.
Yeah.
And I just came in and I got lucky, right? I worked with a really good group or a pod that they called it. And they gave me a chance, right? At the time, I was serving, beers out of a bar tub at, one of the places right around Wrigley Field, trying to scrape it by until I got an opportunity. And a good friend of mine, he threw my name in the hat, and it worked out. So again,
and you took advantage of it, man. And it's been fun to watch your journey. In fact, I'll say you're one of the many that I watched take that step in entrepreneurship that gave me the confidence to take that step as well. So I appreciate your example as well.
Bet on yourself, awesome. My friend.
Got to bet on yourself. That's right. That's right. All right. Well, hey, listen, Mark, we got to bring the street crew and have a little discussion here. So let's get him in here. All right. Coming to us from the Boston area. You guys know him as McNutt. Give it up for Kyle McNutt, everybody.
Cut it out. It's the middle of the day. Do you really need to be blowing leaves this loudly, sir? Come on.
Can you hear him? Can you hear the person behind me?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Because normally Mike does a pretty good job of doing it, but yeah, you're right. He's right behind me and he's my neighbor because we're on a cul-de-sac. It's around it. So, he's not even on my yard.
Jump on Facebook, be like, I am literally producing content out here in these streets and you can be blowing leaves like this. Get a job, neighbor. How's it going?
So Mark, listen, Kyle is our resident, commentary guy. He's always going to throw comments up here on the board just to throw a little jab left or right. He's a Seminole guy. So if you're not a Florida State fan, make sure you let him know throughout the show.
No, right? Believe me, I talked a little bit before. I got some respect for the Seminole Nation down there. So no problem. I can't believe you let Dion go to Colorado, my friend, but that's a whole different story.
We're going to win a natty. Have you not seen
Come on, man.
Bring it back? We're going to the playoffs. Dion can do it. Prime can go there. I'm with Norvell. I believe in Norvell. But
he's a good coach.
I'm a Seminole, but I'm also a word on the street.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, Mark, we got to get you some swag, man. We got to get you some swag. Listen,
hey, I know where to go.
Listen, Dion's going to be at Colorado for like 3 or 4 years. He's going to have a great run. The Florida State coach is going to get fired. He's going to go home. That's what happens. This is how the story's written.
First of all, you have no idea what you're talking about. You look like the biggest fool in the world. The Florida State coach, Mike Norvell, who just is about to win 10 games. He's bringing back all his players. We have a Heisman contender next year. We've got the number 1 running back going down. We are playing. Great. We're going for playoffs.
Saying,
Dion is not going to do what you think. Dion's already sat there and said, oh, wow, it's surprising. Most high-profile kids don't want to come to Colorado. You were wrong, my friend.
No shit.
Happens. We'll see.
Nothing wrong with Colorado. The Buffaloes are a hell of a team.
They used to have a great program back in the 90s. We'll see. We'll see if he can revive it. We'll see. You never know. All right, everybody, give it up for the bodacious cowboy, Mr. Jeff Dickinson. There's the look. That's what I'm talking about. The hat is back.
Oh, hey.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Hey, man.
Work on that pipe. Work on that pipe during the show. You can keep doing that. You can keep working on the pipe.
There you go. Hey, listen, can I plug something real quick?
Absolutely. Please. Of course.
Hey, listen, December 13th, Tuesday, on the Sales Chatter HPLS podcast, we're having an all-day event. It's going to be unbelievable. It's a marathon. Starts at 9 a.m. in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got some wild-ass guests that are going to be on there. And one of the guys have been on television on CNBC. He's traveled all over the world. He is the guru of data. Check it out if you can.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Freight sales extravaganza.
Oh, it's going to be
That's
awesome.
What we're doing. All right.
Really,
all right.
really
I'm down.
Thanks,
I'm down
man.
with
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Are you going to be speaking? That's all I care about. Are you
Oh
actually
yeah,
going to be speaking?
absolutely. I am
Very
now
good.
certified host on it daily. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice. I love it.
man.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, we got a full green room. We got to get people in here. Everybody give it up for my man from BWS Logistics, the one and only Rob Bussey with the Magic Bus, everybody. The Magic Bus. Rob Buss. There he is. What's up, my friend? Oh, are you muted? Mark, hey, listen, Rob's coming to us from Chicago. All right, so he's a Chicago guy, so you can appreciate that.
I think your guest probably served me some of those beers up in Wrigleyville back in the day. But
that's very possible.
Great story. I mean, all the things you mentioned just really was inspiring and really great. So
I appreciate it.
Dude, Mark's got a great story, and he's got a decent jumper, too. So don't sleep on the jumper. It's almost don't sleep on the jumper. All right, coming to us from Chattanooga, everybody, from Carnes Logistics. Give it up from a man, Nathan Frazier. Not out playing golf today. There's a leaf blower. Look at this. I like it. The leaf blower back up.
I need some better action from my background, apparently. Yeah. I need to get more savvy here.
My mic okay? It was crazy earlier. I'm making sure everything's all right.
We love hearing you shout. You're good. Keep it up. No, it's totally fine. Yeah. It's totally fine.
Okay.
You know,
I'll just talk quieter.
Just don't actually yell. That's right. You can just talk normal.
Yeah,
You sound passionate. That's
no, not playing golf today. It's rained for 9 days in a row. It's supposed to rain through Saturday and then have a tournament on Sunday. So it should be a sloppy mess. We'll see.
It's a rough life, man. It's a rough life up there.
But freight is moving. It's been a lot of freight moving, so I'm okay with it. We're good.
Yep. All right, now, Mark, listen, we have one person on the street crew that has the best walk-up music of everybody on the show, and I unapologetically say that every week. He's known as the Freight Sensei, coming to us from Boise, Idaho. Give it up for Scott Watanabe, everybody. Scott, I'm highlighting you today, all right? This is all you, my friend. Here you go. You ready? Here you go.
It's 5%. And 100% reason to remember the name. What's going on, folks? How we doing?
Yeah, this has kind of become a tradition that we do the hand signals, but I put Scott up front and center today to see how he did. What's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm trying to rock some kind of
very ugly sweater kind of
very
thing.
Festive.
Like Yellowstone riding a what is that?
He-Man with 3. I don't know. I thought I had my Finish Strong Friday shirt on, but I pulled it off. It's like, oh no, I went Christmas today. So
hey, that's all right. That's all right.
Your kid shirt fits you.
It looks good. Looks good. Hey, I can't believe this guy's
smaller sleeves for Robert because he made fun of the last time I wore my.
That's right. You got him. He's not here today, so you can be our resident, bodybuilder today. That's right. I can't believe this guy is actually. I can't believe this guy's not drunk in a bar somewhere after last night. Pretty rough showing by his Las Vegas Raiders. Everybody give it up from Talent Solvers, our good friend Coleman Ruffin.
You're gonna roast me like that from the get-go? Oh my god. Come on, Trey. Like that was brutal, man.
I'm a Lions fan, my friend. We needed that win from the Vegas Raiders.
As long as you're happy
you just cost us a couple draft pick spots right there.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely terrible. I was in a sad spirit last night.
So last night we're watching the game and Coleman and I are texting each other. And listen, I think it was 16-3. They scored a touchdown, and I went, oh, this does not look good for Oakland. Like, they were getting the ball back, too, with like 3 minutes. I'm like, this does not look good.
That's such a Raiders way to lose a game. It's absolutely terrible.
Such a Raiders way to lose a game.
Wait a second. It's not Oakland. Just throwing it out.
In my heart, it's always Oakland.
That's right. It is. That's right. It is. So I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're not in a bar somewhere, loathing. So kudos to you for getting up and showering today.
Trey? Jeez.
Well, I don't know if you showered or not. Maybe you didn't shower. You threw a hat on today. Maybe it was a rough morning. I don't know.
Well, I can smell them from here.
Yeah, exactly, right? But, Mark, thank you for joining the show. And I have to say, I think we're cut from the same cloth, Chicago Central, right?
There you go, my brother.
There we go. I love it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Chicago representing here. That's for sure.
Yeah,
all right, everybody give it up.
A lot that broached from there.
Yep.
Some good stories. All right, in the green room, everybody. We got the executive director from the TMSA. Everybody get up for our good friend Jennifer Carpus Romaine.
Welcome, Jennifer.
I like your walk-up song now. This is a much better walk-up song. Yeah, much better. Although, are you muted? I can't hear you. Yeah, you're muted. You need to unmute and get on here. What's up, girl? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. Look at this full crowd today, and we got one more in the green room. Listen, if anybody else shows up, they're not gonna be able to make it. They can't come in. So that's unfortunately just the way it goes. This guy still hasn't given me a walk-up song, so we're just gonna have to like make one up for him. So that's just the way it goes, my friend. But if you get one, I will get you in there. I'm gonna give you a little love today. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little instrumental. Everybody, give it up from Colombia, our good friend Juan Baena in the house. Uh-oh. There he is. Come on in. Got him. What's up, Juan? What's up, brother? Okay, who can tell us what song this is? Who can tell us what song that is? Anybody know?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Well, that is a part of the song. That is not the title name. That's not the name of the song.
I got
that
close.
Is a part of the song.
I got close.
Who's the artist? Who's the artist? Anybody?
Is it Puff Daddy?
Oh, close. Close association.
Was it Mace?
Mace, that's right. Mace with Feels So Good.
Personal.
If my brother's watching this, he'd give me a smack for not knowing that on the first try.
Yeah, that might be.
Trey, you're so hood.
I'm ghetto. I am from Raytown.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
Oh yeah.
Raytown militia, baby. Don't mess with me.
Respect the late 90s, early.
That's right. That's right. Oh, we got one more in the green room, but listen, we're a full boat. So Raquel, you got to hang tight. We'll see if we get you in.
Sorry,
I don't
Greg.
know. We'll see. Well, she's in a car. Hopefully we'll get her in, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, listen, hey, I think that we should start by doing a little 2022 year in review. We're getting down to the edge. We only got a couple more shows left, and this is the time of year to start to do that. Let's talk about what has been big in 2022. Let's look back on the year. Who wants to start? What's something that, man, we got to talk about? What happened this year?
Fuel prices.
Oh, man, fuel prices. Are they going down in your neighborhood? Are they going down yet?
They've dropped 12 cents in the last week in Chattanooga.
Diesel or gas? Which one?
Diesel.
Okay.
Diesel's dropped, but it's going to go back up. It's really fluctuating right now, but it's really affected the market in that in a lot of these RFPs and price seeking from customers. I'm sorry. You told me last year that I couldn't resubmit my rates when the market went crazy and you never covered anything. And now you want me to rebid everything? I'm sorry, but your contract says I can't. So these are my rates.
Yeah.
You mean that actually works? Yeah.
I've had them for a long time. It works when it needs to work.
Good customers. They understand.
Yeah.
Right.
So 20 years ago, what was the diesel price per gallon 20 years ago this week? Anybody know? Don't look it up.
$1.97.
Oh, close.
188.
It was $1.19.
Do I have sound? Can you guys hear me?
It was what?
Yeah, Juan, we can hear you. $1.19. $1.19.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was 21 years ago, I believe. 21 years ago that I bought gasoline for under $1 for the last time in Oregon, in Eugene, Oregon. The last time I got gas for under $1 a gallon was back in 2001, which is pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah, fuel prices have just kind of been they've been weird to follow this year, because it's not necessarily dictated on the cost of oil. The refineries have gone down, like people aren't refining. But here's what's interesting to me about fuel and this whole climate change and green energy and all those kind of things. 70% of the product that comes from a barrel of oil doesn't go towards fuel. It goes towards roads, goes towards plastics, goes towards other things.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So even the idea of let's get off of fossil fuels, we're still going to be pumping oil on the ground. It's still going to be a part of what we're doing. And it's not going anywhere. Diesel's not going anywhere, but
it's all regulated. And that's the issue. The service stations, they don't make hardly anything off a gallon. And, I can get fuel here cheaper than I can get it in Baton Rouge where it's made. That just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Right.
It never makes sense.
The state taxes. I mean, yeah, the local gas stations and truck stops are making money off of food. They're making money off of drinks. They're making money off of all that other stuff. And the fuel is just a necessity to get them in there.
Hey, one of the biggest things this past year, I think everybody will agree with me on this, was what happened out at LALB with the amount of ships that were waiting out there. Now it's nil.
It's changed. I know. It's shifted big time.
All of those ships down into Houston.
Houston's getting a lot. Mobile's getting a lot. Yeah.
And the number one port out there, anybody know who the number one port out there is?
New York.
It is.
New York. That's right.
Who would ever think that was possible? I think what happened is that all the shippers out there just got very frustrated with all the chaotic disruptions out there in Southern California with warehouse space being maxed out at 99.9%. And they just said, you know what? We're going to take our chances.
Take it elsewhere. That's right.
To other ports.
Yep. Hey, did I hear Savannah in there? Did you say Savannah?
Savannah's a deep water port.
I think you heard us. I think we heard Savannah. We got a little event there coming up in June, Jennifer and Savannah. We do.
Yes. The TMSA annual conference, June 11th through 13th. Registration to open soon.
You know what? I should spotlight you for that. We should do that again. I should throw you up here like this so you could go for it. What do we got coming up in June?
Yeah, so June 11th through 13th will be the 2023 TMSA annual conference. We are lucky to have Trey Griggs back as our MC, and we will be opening registration for that event in about a week. Yay!
That's right. Going to be awesome. Super excited about that. Going to be in Savannah, and maybe a few changes coming. I can't announce anything, but maybe a few special things coming, some changes coming to the show.
If you want to see middle-aged men do the latest TikTok trend, you need to be there.
No.
I'm not on TikTok, so
there's going to be more exciting stuff than that.
Are you doing TikTok?
What's more exciting than that, Jennifer? Come on.
You already know. I can't announce it yet.
I do know. You're right. I do know. I do know. It's going to be very exciting. The opening to the show this year is going to be bigger and better than last year. It's going to be great. So it's awesome. And by the way, if you're in transportation as a carrier or broker or tech company and you're not at the Marketing and Sales Association event, what are you doing? Let's go. So go to the TMSA event, become a member. It's an awesome organization. But yes, Savannah's going to be there. I'll tell you what I learned through this whole thing. As somebody who's not in the freight broker chair every day, not dealing with the ports every day, I learned there's a lot more ports out there than I thought. There's a lot more ports out there than I thought. There's a lot of alternatives where they can take freight, So that's happened quite a bit. Yeah, happens quite a bit. All right, what else happened? Go ahead, Nathan.
I was just going to say this, we have this off-site port in Chatsworth, Georgia, right below Dalton. And it's crazy how many people don't even know it's there, that their company is in Dalton and they have containers come up from Savannah. And this inland port, they use it to use the rail lines to move containers up. And it takes so many trucks. They say it takes over 1,000 trucks out of Atlanta a day. Doesn't make Atlanta any less crowded, but it's amazing. I mean, there's so many opportunities, so many places to deliver things.
Yep. Coming up the Mississippi River to where I'm in St. Louis, seeing a lot of that happen. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities. That's for sure.
The only problem is that when the Mississippi River went dry, they couldn't move the barges up there, so it took a lot of the capacity to go over the road to take off.
We got a little problem with that right now. There's a little drought, and the river levels are quite low, which is better than quite high from a homeowner perspective. But yeah, definitely a problem when moving freight. All right, what else happened in 2022 that we got to talk about?
The talent market has been going nuts. I mean, you touched on it the other day, I think, Trey, with Charlie and Brent, but we're definitely at that influx point where things are starting to change, just like the freight market, right? You see these ups and downs. Yeah, exactly. Where over the last 2 years, looking even back to COVID, it was a dead stop, and then things started to pick up, and there were so many jobs that were out there, and everybody was hiring, and now we're starting to really see that flip of a lot of people that are still actively looking on the market, but not quite as many companies that are hiring. So it's been an interesting time, especially over this last month and a half.
You had till September that happened. Go ahead, Mark.
Just to dovetail on that, I mean, I think a lot of companies, unfortunately, they went a little bit broke, just jumping the gun with trying to hire talent, which again, that's our lifeblood as logistics companies. You have to have talent, and that's never going to change. But when it outweighs what your revenue is as a company, and I learned that the hard way, right? Luckily, I didn't have to lose anyone. But at the same time, if you don't have the opportunity there for them, it's going to be short-lived, because if you overpromise and underdeliver to your customers who are your employees, like you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think there's a lot of international companies that do international freight that they really bulked up their business with COVID and the rates and everything, and now they're really getting smacked in the face when they realize that, hey, it's back to normal. We're not making what we were.
Yeah, and it turned pretty quick too, because I think probably, Coleman, you'd say this up to like September, maybe even October, companies were still kind of hiring at pretty good clips.
And it's going to happen again. It's cyclical, just like anything. It's going to happen again, right? We've all done this long enough to see it happen.
Right.
It's just,
what I'm seeing too on the hiring end, what I'm seeing on the hiring end of stuff is you're getting a lot of people that literally have been brokering for 2 years. They come in and, well, I want $100,000. Well, you've been doing it for 2 years, and you're shooting fish in a barrel. I want to know. I want to look back and see your time frame when things sucked. How'd you do then?
Correct.
Because that's when you find a salesperson.
I wonder how much talent is out there right now that is really good talent versus like what you're saying, the order takers, it was too easy. Maybe they don't really know what they're doing out there. Because if you are hiring, if you are growing, it's a good time to pick up some talent. The rich get richer. That's kind of the way it works. But I wonder how much of that talent is actually really good talent. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but how about this one? How about all the talent that's out there that have non-competes that can't work?
Oh,
yeah, insane.
So, I mean, take that into consideration.
We need a survey. Somebody do it, like a survey of 1,000 people got laid off who definitely want to talk to a surveyor and ask them these questions about what they're working with. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
I think it's a great question, really. I bet you it's a high percent.
Yeah. Well, Rob, are you trying to talk to us?
Usually well-trained individuals as well. And that's the problem.
On
right? All of a sudden, they have to be on the bench for they're going to be on the bench for 2 years or whatever ridiculous, non-compete, non-solicit. It's just.
I've always said the non-compete. I mean, that can be fought. That's easy to get through. You're not going to keep somebody from making a decent living in their trained profession. But now when it comes to the non-solicit, that's when you can really, that's what I look for more than anything is where are you at on a non-solicit? I don't care if you have a non-compete or not, but if you have a 2.5 year non-solicit, you're dead. I mean, it's tough.
You are dead.
Rob, were you trying to say something? Or is your mic on? No, we can't hear you, but you look good.
Rob is off.
Yeah, but you're looking good. Okay, if you come back on, we're gonna get you.
Looking strong.
Looking strong, my friend. Nice. Come on, let's go. Get that microphone working. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but it is cyclical. The question is how long? How long are we going to be in this cycle before it really turns? And I think it's going to be at least through the first 2 quarters of next year before we see any changes. And we'll just see how the landscape plays out. It takes a while for these things to correct and course correct. So we'll see about that. Is Rob typing? Who's typing? I can hear someone typing ferociously.
Rob or Nathan.
Someone is getting after it on the
keyboard. Banging on.
Rob's like, I'll just go off mute just so you can hear me typing.
I just heard
typing up some new language on that non-solicit real quick.
That's right. Gotta make it
full
work.
Disclosure. I have a hot mic and it's me. And I actually bought purposely. I have that Dell Quiet Key, which is like the most quiet keyboard you can get. But apparently I typed so hard, it's not working. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like you're hammered.
You used to have an assistant with really long nails, and she was typing with her nails. That's all I heard. I'm just like, what?
Stop.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Jeez. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, whatever you got to do, Nathan, I guess do it. Whatever we got too much Nathan and not enough Rob. That's the problem today. Too much Nathan.
There you go.
And not enough Rob. That's kind of where we're at with all that. All right. What else happened in 2022 that happened? Obviously, we can talk about Twitter, the takeover for Twitter. This is what's interesting about Twitter. I got to bring this up. They're at a third of the workforce that they had previously, and they've already made strides getting rid of bots and correcting a lot of problems. A third of the workforce. They cut 5,000 people pretty much through either firing or voluntary attrition, and they're actually performing better.
And they're on the way to be profitable too.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy? This guy Musk is a beast. Like everything he touches is just gold and diamond right away.
Yeah, the first thing he does looks crazy, and then you're like, "Oh wait, that was really smart. What he just did, that was really smart."
The best was the Apple and Samsung or whatever making it, or Microsoft or Google making it to where they're going to get rid of the Twitter platform on their phones. And then he said, "I've made solar panels. I've sent stuff to space. I've made cars. You think I can't make a cell phone?"
I will buy that right away.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would be the first in line.
And who doesn't believe that he would do it? And it would probably be pretty good. In fact, you'd probably book a ticket to Mars on that thing if you wanted to.
Hell yeah.
It'd be so sweet. So pretty sure. Okay, what else happened in 2022? Anything else you want to talk about before we tackle a couple predictions?
I finally got some swag after 2 years of showing up here.
You did. We got it to you. We got it delivered. Look at that. You got the hat going. I feel like I should spotlight that. Look at this, everybody. I mean, that's,
there you go.
That's high quality branded Bill swag right there, everybody. So finally got it to you, which is great. So it's awesome. Yeah, if you don't have some swag, let me know. We'll work it out. We'll work out the deal. What else happened in 2022? Anything else?
This year has been very quiet compared to the previous. And the
what has been?
The year in general has been just been very quiet. I don't know.
Everybody's still talking about 2021, but I can tell you, in Armstrong, we were able to launch the Navigator training course, which is pretty cool. It's the combination of e-learning, virtual learning to help our newer reps have a little more structure in the onboarding of their job. So it was exciting for us, exciting for me, because then we get to have structure on our training. Not that there wasn't, but now it's presentable and it looks cool and it looks clean and it attracts new hires. Then we can say, hey, what is your training? Well, we got a 3-week training program, just the details before we get you on the phones, and a lot of role playing and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's
awesome. I want to hear more about that in a minute, but listen, we have another female in the green room that we're going to be able to bring in. Jennifer's so happy. She is the maritime professor. Everybody give it up for one of her first or second times on the show, Lauren Began, everybody.
Hi, friends.
That's your walk-up song for today. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. I'm so glad that you're here.
I know. Well, usually I'm doing my own live at 1:00, but so I'm doing this like holiday series abbreviated time period, and so I've been finishing in 15-20 minutes, so it's been great.
I know. Well, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on the show. Do you know Mark LaBrosse? Mark, do you know Lauren Began?
I do not, but it's a pleasure meeting you, Lauren.
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet most everybody, I think, on the show here. I'm an ocean person. I'm an ocean-sided person. So if you have any maritime questions, that's where I can dive in.
And she's a lawyer, so watch what you say. All right, be careful.
I'm a good lawyer. I'm a maritime lawyer. It's cool.
And he is Taco Spurious.
So, Lauren, while we have you here, let's talk about what has happened in ocean cargo, because in 2022, things flipped a lot. At the beginning of the year, we were really seeing containers that were going for $20,000, which was crazy. Now they're slightly less. Talk a little about what's
slightly. They're down to about $2,000. So
more of a normal price.
Yeah, 25. I mean, it depends on the report. So there's kind of two things at hand here, and the surface people will probably understand this as well. So we have spot rates, and then we have the service contract side. So we're seeing the spot rates go nuts, and they're dropping down. So 20,000 is, I mean, insane. That's why you heard all of these ocean carriers were making billions of dollars of profits, right? I mean, how could they not with $20,000 for the same container pre-pandemic was like $1,200.
Number of employees, no cost went up, and then
Shanghai to Long Beach, $1,500 all day.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing that they're buying like airlines now. They're buying new vessels. They're just, I mean, they're reinvesting it, which is cool, but. Yeah, so that's been a little nuts.
Yeah, they're taking over the world. They're going to be owning way too much stuff, which I think is going to be a problem. A centralization of power is going to be a problem. Jeff Bezos is going to own way too much stuff. Elon Musk may someday own way too much stuff. You never know. But that's,
I got a question. I got a question for you on the ocean side. When are they going to start fixing the online appointment process for in-gating and out-gating? I'm not going to mention the line, but it's a big one. I've had dray carriers get appointments. They go in there, wait about 6-7 hours. They get to the gate and they get turned around.
Oh yeah.
So and then I have a email from a director of a major steamship line who said, "Hey, the process isn't our fault. It's either the shippers or the dray carrier that's causing the problem." I found that very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm curious.
Well, until an ocean line comes along that provides that feature and requires them to do it.
That's why they're making billions, Trey. That's where they're making billions. They're holding the shippers hostage.
And they're really flying private jets while it's happening. They're having a good time. That's for sure. All right. Yep. So maritime had quite the change in 2022. That's for sure. Where do you see this going in 2023, Lauren, on the maritime side? Do you think it's going to stay pretty consistent? What do you think?
No, I think so. And sorry about the echo. I just put my earpiece in. So, I think we're going to see the industry less chaotic. And so the Federal Maritime Commission is the agency that regulates the industry. And so, appointment systems are part of that chaos, right? Detention demurrage is part of that chaos. There's just, everything went nuts. It really hadn't been tested as a full system. And so now the FMC in 1998, through the Ocean Shipping Reform Act of 1998, OSRA 98, was deregulated of the industry. Now, OSRA 22 over the summer created a little bit more regulation of the industry. And now the Federal Maritime Commission doesn't want to get too in the weeds, but they do want to kind of like clean it up just a little bit. So they're doing a light touch, but they have 3 different rulemakings that they're working on this year. One of the major ones is detention demurrage. The comments are due next Tuesday. That's going to hopefully clean up. I mean, if you can, detention demurrage, if you don't know, so detention is the use of the box, kind of the rent and the incentivizing of you getting your stuff out of the box, and then demurrage is basically the rent of the space on the terminal. So these are not supposed to be storage zones. These are supposed to be kind of transient, right? Like it comes off the vessel, it sits on the dock for a little bit, and then maybe like a week is what you get of free time. So you don't have to be there as soon as the vessel's there, but you do have to be there to like pick up your stuff pretty quickly because otherwise it gums everything up. Like I said, I think cleaning all that up is going to help appointments. It's going to help just the efficiency of the cargo through everything. I mean, hopefully it'll make the drayage world a little bit more tenable, because to be a drayage driver these past 2 years has sucked kind of, right? I mean, not entirely, but like it's just been really tough because you don't get paid for sitting in traffic. And so there's been a lot of congestion of sitting in traffic. And
I remember those long lines of truckers trying to get into the port, just sitting there waiting. And demurge is a word I didn't even know about till 2022. So it's, I learned expanding my vocabulary with new words like demurge.
Selfie and demurrage are the 2 words of the year.
It's a very expensive word, Trey. It's a very expensive
word. I move a lot of domestic freight.
Very expensive.
I move a lot of domestic freight. I do some international, but the reason I try and stay away from it is giant words like she's using. That domestic is, it's a truck, it moves, but international, they got some crazy words.
We charge by the letter.
Correct.
D&D.
Oh, goodness. We got a lot of good things coming up in 2023 to look forward to. We'll see how the market plays out. We'll see where that goes. We're going to take a break real quick because we have to talk about the National Day today. This is something we do on the show. I've been doing it for a little bit now. Mark, do you know what today's National Day is? Does anybody know what today's National Day is?
In my household, it's my 13th son's birthday, so this is his National Day right here.
That's right. That's right. We should celebrate that as well. Well, nationally, it is Christmas Card Day. So I don't know if this is the day that you need to get your cards out for them to get there on time.
I just did all of my Christmas cards this morning.
Good for you. Look at that.
Overachiever.
It's also National Llama Day. How are we celebrating
that?
It is also
National Llama Day. Yeah, we didn't say. I went with Christmas Card Day with a theme, just because it's Christmas time, but it is Llama Day. I don't know why Llama Day is in December, but my daughters came up to, about a week ago and said, "Dad, next year could we do a Christmas card?" They already know it's too late this year. They already know. They're like, "Can we do one next year?" Like, man, I'm such a bad parent. We're terrible about that kind of stuff. But it's National Christmas Card Day, everybody. So if you don't have Christmas cards out, take one tonight, get it out. Okay, Jennifer, what'd you use? Did you use a service like Shutterfly or?
I used one called photoaffections.com because they always have good Groupon deals. And
is Groupon still out there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I bought an Italian vacation off Groupon before.
Man, Groupon used to be so hot. I know. I haven't used Groupon a lot. I know.
Did it take you to Olive Garden or?
Yeah, I was gonna say Taco Bell is about the only thing I ever rocked Groupon for, but
I get my
I'm not that guy, so I apologize.
My luck, if I bought an Italian vacation off Groupon, it'd give me a discount at Olive Garden.
No, you have to just.
Five Guys.
It immediately takes you right to the travel agency. You just have to read all the fine print, and it was a wonderful vacation.
Wow. Good to know. Good to know. The last thing I bought off of Groupon was a kayaking / wine tasting adventure. Where we went kayaking for 2 hours, no water, no food, and then we went and tasted wine for a while. And I don't drink, so in 4 samples, y'all, I got a little tipsy. It was embarrassing. My wife sat me down, started feeding me bread. Very, very embarrassing. But unfortunately that's where we were. That's just
imagine Trey on some wine.
Oh gosh, it's terrible. I thought, I don't drink, but this will be fun. Oh, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Trey talks too much then.
No. What, Scott? Listen, listen. Alcohol.
He's a dancer when he's got a buzz.
Alcohol oftentimes does the opposite of your natural instinct. My natural instinct is high energy and all that. No, I was depressed, man. I was down. Like I was just sitting like this and this. I was, the one thing I remember was I could hear everybody talking, but I couldn't get into the conversation quick enough. Like it was a weird feeling. I kept hearing them, but by the time I had a thought, they were on to something else.
And then his wife told him it was unfermented grape juice. And
may have been. You never know. May have been. All right, we got to pause and do our World Cup update because we love soccer here on the show. Actually, that's not true. But Coleman, here's what we got.
I love soccer.
So this is the current bracket. This is where we're at. We're in the quarterfinals now, and we just found out that Brazil got beat by Croatia on penalty kicks. We got to talk about this. Listen, Gunner's not here today. I have to represent this position. They tied, and then they changed the game to determine the winner.
Wait, so how did they move on if there was a tie?
Listen,
because
to
in the
what I'm
NFL
saying,
there was a tie, and then there's just a number that
they
says
would
that
never
they
tie in the
tied,
playoffs.
But in soccer,
they
continue to
go,
play. So how's this work, Trey?
They would never tie in the playoffs and go to like field goals or something different.
But they tie in the regular season, just like in the World Cup.
They can.
When it
but
was
this is the
playoffs moving forward,
playoffs.
knockout round, they did.
They just got
in the knockout round. That's when there's no ties,
Listen,
Trey.
They went from 11 on 10.
Got kicked out?
They went from 11 on 10,
Brazil lost.
which is what soccer is. 11 on 10.
Juan reacting like that. Look at that. Juan really reacts how you should with the fan.
Oh my God.
They go from 11 to 10, and then they change it up to 1v1 for the to decide who moves forward. I'm just like
Juan damn near changed his hat right there. Just
put it on the ground, stop it.
This has been the most
all right. So based upon
ever.
All right, so based upon the bracket and who's left, who do we think is going to win this thing? We got Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia still in, England, France, and Morocco and Portugal. I mean, Coleman, who you got?
It's France all day.
Think so? Are they?
You know what though? Netherlands are looking strong this year. Yes. I don't know. I mean, because they knocked us out, but I don't know. They seem.
This is going to be a big test. If they beat Argentina, maybe I'll flip the switch. But I just don't know if anybody's going to beat France. They just all around look great.
I'll give you the France. Whatever underdog makes it to the final, like it's always the same three teams. Always.
Okay, but not Brazil this year. Not Brazil. So here's what I'll say about the Netherlands. I would back that view, Lauren. I would back that view about the Netherlands if they had like really beat us good. Like if they beat us like 5-0, because we aren't that great of a team. So the fact that it wasn't a blowout, I'm not really, like
I mean, we're like, okay, historically the U.S. isn't that great of a team, but like we had a fighting shot this year, it sounds like.
I think England underperformed.
The Netherlands just played better.
Hey, we scored a goal this time. That's improvement.
What kind of sport is this? Listen to what Mark just said. We scored a goal this time. What kind of sport are we talking about?
Think about the same thing as football.
We keep our expectations managed.
Could not agree more.
If we just said in soccer each goal is worth 7 goals, then maybe it'd be more exciting.
Robert Bain comes in.
Get out of here.
I'm with the strongest man right there.
Yeah. Robert Bain is watching. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate
it. Bunch of simpletons.
How about those Patriots?
Okay. Yeah. All right. We're not talking about that, Lauren.
Wait, what?
She's from Boston. She's with Kyle. They're still.
I don't cheer for them.
Lamenting.
New England fans are assholes. I hate them.
Look, I'm from Michigan originally. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm a college fan, but now I'm out here. Nobody's a Lions fan, so I picked up the Patriots.
From Michigan, and you're a Notre Dame fan? What?
I'm Catholic. You have to be. You can't be Midwest and Catholic and not be a Notre Dame fan.
There's probably some truth to that.
You know what? No, you got to talk to my grandma then. You got to talk to my grandma if you're not.
Plus, you can go to every game. Everyone's on NBC.
My money went to Michigan State, so.
All right. Well, of the Michigan State teams, I'm all MSU.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Redeemed yourself right there.
So we got France as a. We'll go back to the soccer. We'll finish up with this. So France, we got that. And no one else really. Maybe the Netherlands. We'll see. But Brazil's out. Everybody. That's kind of crazy. Kind of weird. So all right, we'll see how that goes. Robert Bain watching the show. What's up, buddy? Yep. Love it. Everybody cares about football. That's right. Okay. I don't know if we have time for this or not, but we wanted to celebrate some Christmas movies on the show. We didn't get to it last week. Hopefully we'll get to it this week. One of my favorite Christmas movies is The Grinch Stole Christmas. You guys like this one? We familiar with this one? Can you believe it's 20 years old? 22 years old. That thing came out, I think, in 2000 or maybe something like that. It's crazy. A long time.
It's one of the questions on the poll.
I was going to say, I said 2003. I have no idea.
Sorry about that. Well, you already took it, so unfortunately, I have not been drinking any wine before the show, so sorry about that. Let's see if we can find that real quick. We'll pull that up. Where is that? Let me see if I can find it here. Come on.
From 20.
It's a lot of tabs on hair gel.
I was going to say,
currently has
Trey, is that your
Did you say a lot of tabs on hair gel? Oh, come on.
Yeah, how do you get the perfect
it's paste now. I think that's the
2023 hair gel trends.
Well,
I ain't got to worry about none of that.
I'll say this to each of you. I don't even have to use gel because when I sleep, this is actually how the hairstyle got started. Was the pillow just started shaping So I don't even have to use gel just to make y'all feel.
You
better
don't
about
wear a
that.
cap. I always pictured you Hong Shuin with like a whole nightcap and everything. Like I had like
I do
a
not
feather over your head, just like Hong Shu.
Oh no, I do not wear nightcap. I'm super warm in bed. My wife is cold. She's got everything on. I'm super warm, and so my feet are sticking out. I got nothing, just like I wear shorts all year round. Like I'm super hot in bed. So,
Whoa,
spicy! Word on the street.
Shit, I'm good shit from the Grinch right
one
there.
wine test. And start talking about his bedroom.
I'm just gonna roll with that because
I see that hot fire.
Super warm. It's super hot.
Out of here, man. No, we.
Yeah. You guys suck. I don't know why I do a show with you every week. All right. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
I love this. This is hilarious.
We have a good time, Lauren. We have a good time. All right. To start, who directed the movie? Most people got it right. It was not Steven Spielberg. It was Ron Howard. So congratulations on that. Okay. Question 2. What year did it premiere? It did premiere in 2000. So whoever said 2003, you're wrong.
Years ago.
I know. It's crazy. 22 years.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, here's a fun fact.
Oh yeah, that's the new one.
Fun fact for you guys. Jim Carrey put on the costume 91 times. Took him 3 hours to put it on and 1 hour to take it off every time. He went through 4 different costume design managers or whoever because he pissed them all off. It was such a frustrating experience getting the costume on. They actually had to take a 2-week break shooting because he got so frustrated with it.
But
Fun
he
fact,
loved the
everybody.
money. He loved the money.
He did. Love the money. All right. Who is the narrator? That deep, soothing voice. Who is the narrator? What's actually 2. Jim Carrey is part of it. And then Anthony Hopkins does a lot of it. So, yeah, whoever you picked on that, Jim Carrey and Anthony Hopkins are the 2 narrators on that one. So, kudos to you on that. All right, next question. We'll get through this real quick. Question 4. Which character nominates the Grinch to be the holiday cheermeister? Of course, it's Cindy Lou. Sweet Cindy Lou. Who doesn't love Cindy Lou? She's so sweet. I know.
This is the last movie I saw in the U.S. as a kid before moving down to Colombia.
Really? This is it. This was like this is it. Oh.
I remember my
where's my car was out at the same time.
Was this in the theater, Juan? Or was this?
Yes.
In the theater. So you saw it in the theater. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Question 5. What's the name of the Grinch's dog? Of course, it's Max, which is great. You can hear Jim Carrey saying Max when you think about that. Question number 6. Which character does Taylor Momsen portray?
Cindy Lou.
That's Cindy Lou Who. That's right. Cindy Lou's more points.
She played Jenny on Gossip Girl.
Oh, even more.
And that was a play on words there, but
always says that exact same thing. I love it.
That's right. I love it. All right, question 7.
Your wife will be friends.
The name of the town, of course, is Whoville, not Whotown. Whoever thought that? Hilarious. The mayor's name is Augustus Mayhew. And question 9, true or false, Mount Crumpet is where the Grinch resides. Of course, that's true. And the last question, which character goes to visit the Grinch for Christmas? Once again, it is Cindy Lou. What are your guys' favorite Christmas movies? Mark, I think I know yours.
Do you?
Die Hard.
Oh, I'm going White Christmas because you offered the song up as a as a walk-up song.
No, I love that song. I love that song. I'm a big fan, but that wouldn't be my favorite.
That's
Christmas
not. What's your
movie.
favorite Christmas movie?
It's a Christmas story. I'm calling it.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, that is a
Absolutely
good one.
amazing.
Planes, Trains, and
John
Automobiles.
Candy, man, was just an absolute legend.
John Candy
him and Steve Martin.
Yeah,
Steve Martin.
Yep. Steve Martin. They were so good. The car scenes were so good.
Absolutely amazing.
So good. That is a good one. So that's one that most people don't think of as a Christmas movie. It's kind of like Die Hard, but it's definitely a Christmas movie. That's for sure.
That was my question. Why is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Like, why? How did it get
happens
moved into that category?
It actually
because it happens during Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, arguably, Tommy Boy also gets pseudo looped in, and like, it's got nothing to do. It comes on like TBS around this time, in the middle of summer,
like
and
the
like
fall
now.
semester of school when he went to school and then came home. Like, I didn't think that was a Christmas movie. I thought that was more of a fall semester movie.
Die
was
Hard's 1 and
6-year
2.
college.
Yeah, Die Hard's 1 and 2 take place over Christmas. Me and my husband watch all of them.
But they were released in the theaters in July.
It doesn't matter.
When they came out.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. I think it has to do a lot. Bruce Willis was like submachine gun with a Christmas hat on. I don't know if I got that memory wrong.
I'm a big fan of the Elf. That's become one of our fan favorites here at the house. Is the Elf.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Story is the one.
Christmas Vacation is the one.
Quality.
Think about this.
Oh,
the Elf.
ridiculous.
The Elf is 20.
The obvious answer is Falling in Love, starring Lindsay Lohan. I talked about it last week. That movie on Netflix is amazing.
Cut
it's
his mic,
Christmas.
please.
Okay, I'm cutting you off. That's enough.
Yeah,
All right.
Have a good weekend, Kyle.
Too much Lindsay Lohan talk in regards to that. Yeah, but the Elf is 20 years old. Hard to believe that too.
Unreal.
And Christmas Vacation is almost 40 years old. That's hard to believe. 37 years old Christmas Vacation, if you guys can believe that. That's pretty crazy. 36.
That's the best Christmas movie by far.
Yeah. My wife and I watch that one every year. We still don't let our kids watch it, of course, but it's one that we always get in once they go to bed every year. So a lot of fun on that. Okay, everybody. All right, listen, we have to do our ending This Week in Pictures. So, Mark, every week we do This Week in Pictures. We throw some pictures up there that the street crew has thrown out as well as a couple of clues. So we're going to go ahead and get started with This Week in Pictures. All right, so first of all, Coleman, what's up, man? What do you got here?
Yeah, so shamelessly, this was not this week. This was last week during my Thanksgiving in Hawaii, where first picture that you see is the volcano that was erupting. So we got to go see that, which
Incredible.
was
The Big Island.
awesome, absolutely amazing. Our side of the island was safe. They did have to evacuate some people on the other side, but nobody's hurt. Everything is well, but we got to see that. And then that is me in the background working on the golf course. Yeah. For those that don't know, I just picked up golf this year, and my goal is to break 100 by next year. We only played the front 9, and I shot a 50. So I'm like, I think I'm right there.
I feel like this needs to be a campaign.
I've been trying for 3 years now. You can't break 100.
I thought that was going to be a picture of all the people that like watching soccer.
It was literally me.
It's that too, Nathan. It's both.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying that he was working on the golf course. I would like to say, hey, how much you making an hour?
Yeah.
Not much. So we should have a social media campaign between Coleman and Kyle as to who's going to break 100 first. I think this could be fun. This could be worthwhile watching.
Well, can we add?
I'll play both of them together.
What is this, Kyle?
I'll play them. I'll let both of them play me.
Yeah, we heard you.
Nate, that's what are you going to do? You're going to win. We're not like the idea of good is what we're saying.
We'll get the higher score, Kyle. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
that's how the game works, right?
Yeah. I would say we drink more beers, but I don't know. Nate's got a emotion. He's the best. Yeah.
All right, so we had to kick Rob Bussey out because his audio wasn't working, but he did send me some of their Christmas gear at BWS. So they got a little ornament and some cool stuff there. Nice. Little tractor there. So love to see some Christmas gear. I was thinking about doing some beta Christmas stuff, but it's like the Christmas cards. I didn't get around to it. So it's kind of the way it works. Also, Kyle, what is this? I mean, no,
you emailed and you said you need a word on the street or like a picture this week. That was what I was doing this week.
I don't believe I said need. This is not it. Buddy.
Oh, really? I got the email. I tried to. Sorry, I can't show Mount Doom and Frodo on this journey to Middle Earth like old Coleman.
You do have this one here. So this is a little background into what Kyle does for a living, everybody. Producer extraordinaire. So
it looks fancy, Kyle.
What is this? Is this like local news
webisode we
anchors?
did? Yeah, we were doing stuff for a webisode. So that was a fun little stream. I was running project management on that. So talking to the talent, no technical glitches. It's smooth operation when I'm actually being the producer of this stuff. Like no mics were muted, no nothing that was issue.
Unlike the amateur hour that is here.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all, Ruth. That was not me. That was
Trey. How you feel.
Blame him.
We know how you feel. All right, Scott, what do you got here, man?
This is my newest godson. So that's my godson's aunt. So not my wife, but he got baptized within the Methodist Church, and so I'm also the godson or the godfather of his older sister. So. Was cool.
This one's my favorite.
This was after we just got done eating. I said, "Let me have him," and he passed out. And I said, "I still got it."
Good man. It still got it. That's right. Good man. Hey, got a couple more for Scott here. What else you got?
Just Top Golf opened up in here in the Boise.
So, what's up?
Yeah, it was a fun time. Went there last Monday, and then I finally got my veteran plates, and so I was like. They're asking me, it's like, hey, what do you want to get on you want to get custom vet plates? I was like, sure, throw Freight Sensei on there. Let's see what. The first guy came up to me, he says, oh, freight season. It's always in season. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it means.
Open to interpretation.
No, I love that. Mine needed a Z in there, but there's not enough letters. You also sent me this one. What are we looking at here?
This is just we had a good snowfall this morning as it
Beautiful,
took me,
man, Boise.
15, 20 minutes longer. So yeah, that's the Boise. If you look right dead center, that's the Stuckel Sky Center. That's the BSU Broncos Stadium. So.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Boy, I'll tell you what, first time I went to Boise was March of 1997, the snow-capped mountains up there. Boise's just it's a beautiful place, man. It's just awesome. Mark, you guys got any snow yet in Detroit?
We had a little bit of a dusting a few weeks back. We actually, I took my boys skiing up in Boyne on the day after Thanksgiving. Nice. It was pretty. I mean, it was more like skiing and slush, but it was fun.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, but we had a little situation happen last night. On the left is at 3 minutes and 55 seconds
everybody.
In the fourth quarter. And on the right is 10 seconds left to go. So in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, we had quite the change. Just Coleman, I'm feeling for you, man. I'm really sorry about that. It's just,
don't act sympathetic for me. Get out of here.
I think Stafford was congratulating Baker Mayfield on becoming the Raiders quarterback next year.
Yeah, literally. My God.
Yeah, and then we're going to end on that, everybody. So that's it for today on This Week in Pictures. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Mark LaBrosse, thanks so much for being a part of the show today. Appreciate you being on the show. And everybody, make sure you come back tomorrow. We got Graham Gonzalez from Reliance Partners. He's going to be on the show. Our special guest tomorrow talking about trucking insurance. No.
Tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. Next Friday.
Drunk Trey forgets what to say.
Oh, drunk Trey.
He's gonna get hot in bed tonight. You turn on the fan. Trey getting hot.
Anything else? All right, everybody. Listen, have a killer week out there. We'll see you guys on the flip flop.
Great meeting you all. Thank you.